Welcome to my YouTube channel. The AgriculTURO. Plant breeding is the art and science of crop improvement or development of new improved variety. It makes use of techniques involving the crossing of plants to produce new varieties with desirable characteristics or traits carried by the gene, which passes through generation to generation. It is now less of an art and more of a science because results are now not left to chance. One can now plan and create new types of plants more or less at will. One can now manipulate and direct the inheritance of plants. Crop improvement. What is crop improvement? Synonymous with plant breeding. The art and science of improving the genetic makeup of crops in order to attain man's needs. The adjustment of plants to the social, cultural, economic and technological aspects of the environment. It includes the whole scope of crop production technology. Involves hybridization and selection. When crop improvement started? Selection is the easiest form of plant breeding. Gregor Mendel, Augustinian monk working in the garden of a monastery in Brunn, Bohemia. Mendel's work was first reported in 1865 but went unnoticed until independent discovery was made during 1900. Since then, the law of inheritance of Mendel was recognized and used as basis in crop improvement. Why is plant breeding an art of crop improvement? Full knowledge of the plant. It involves skills and techniques in crop improvement such as introduction, selection and hybridization work acquired through experience, study or observation. Why is plant breeding a science of crop improvement? Its methodologies are followed systematically and they are governed by fundamentals laws of biology. Plant breeding could not be successfully achieved without knowledge or alliance to other fields of science like botany, genetics, plant pathology, entomology, statistics, agronomy, etc. Breeding objectives 1. Yield, increased yield to increase plant productivity to feed an ever-increasing hungry population. The ultimate aim of crop improvement, increasing level of production per unit area through increased plant population. 2. Improved nutritional and eating quality to meet emerging market demands, nutritional enhancement like high beta-carotene rice, high iron or high protein rice, vitamin A-rich potatoes, etc. 3. Increased resistance to pests and diseases, to combat the fast evolution of more virulent races, strains or biotypes of pest and diseases. 4. Adaptation to stress, adverse conditions, tolerant to stress environments like flood-prone areas, drought-prone areas, saline soils and cool elevated areas. 5. Wide adaptation over seasons and cropping systems, multiple cropping, relay cropping. 6. Responsive to low-input technology. Traits of primary importance. 1. Yield equals amount of production per unit area. 2. Resistance to pests equals genetic resistance as the most effective of biological control. Or developing of new varieties adapted to different growing conditions. 3. Seed composition equals percentage of content and quality of protein, oil, carbohydrate, etc. influences TOTC, smell, quality. 4. Forage quality equals quality of feed for cattle, sheep and other ruminants animals influence their productivity. 5. Tolerance to mineral stresses equals salinity, alkalinity, deficiency, etc. 6. Tolerance to environmental stresses equals temperature and moisture extremes. 7. Adaptability to mechanization equals e.g. reduced plant height, dwarfing, non-shattering. 8. Photoperiod response equals limitations of crop productivity due to day length based on geographic location. Breeders do not improve plants for the sake of the plants themselves. Breeders improve plants to meet specific human needs, most often for food, feed, fiber or aesthetic. Modern plant breeder must have the knowledge and training on 1. Botany, to understand taxonomy, morphology, reproduction, etc., of plants. 2. Genetics and cytogenetics, to understand the mechanism of heredity. Genetics. 3. Plant physiology, to understand variety adaptation to environment. Plant physiology. 4. Plant pathology, understand breeding for disease resistance. Plant pathology. 5. Entomology, understand breeding for insect resistance. Entomology. 6. Plant biochemistry, suitability for industrial utilization which determines market demand for a particular variety of crop. 7. Statistics, plant breeder measures the comparative performance of many strains. Sound field plot techniques and methods for statistical analysis data are necessary to obtain reliable results and to interpret the results correctly. 8. Agronomy, above all, the breeder of field crops should be a good agronomist. He should know crops and their respective productions. He should understand what the farmers want and need in the way of new variety, so that he may be able to evaluate the breeding materials available to him. Agronomy. Objectives. Goals of plant breeders in developing new hybrids, varieties. A. High yielding, yields well in most types of soil. B. Adaptability to a wide range of soil and climatic conditions, thrives well in many soil types and weather conditions. C. Resistant to insect pests and diseases. D. Early maturing. E. Good storage quality, long shelf life of products, long storage life for planting materials. F. Consumers' preferences, must have a good eating quality, texture, size, shape, color, aroma, etc. G. Adapted to machine methods, planting, cultivation, harvesting, etc. The AgriculTURO, the channel that you can rely on.